Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. So in the last episode, we got the forward construction started over there. And all of a sudden, all of our infrastructure is kind of getting built pretty quickly. I did notice I have a bit of an issue. I didn't put in place somewhere where we can electrify this trolley track. So we'll have a look at that. But what we did at the end of the episode is we had a bit of a look at additional waste capacity. And so in between episodes, I just did the standard jigsaw to see what we could potentially make work here. And I think I've got something workable. It is a little janky, but I'll kind of explain to it. And there's one piece that I see all of a sudden that I missed. Before we do that, we need to quickly get the rail in here. So we will have rail inbound from there. So I guess the best thing we could do is just clear out this guy here. Get that in place. Well, let's try and smooth it out like that. And then similarly, I'm tempted to just kind of bring it back over here, and what we'll do is we'll go ahead and tie it in just before we get there. So we can get a waste train to come in from any of these directions. So I guess that is kind of okay. Now, the other thing that I wanted to just have a quick look at is whether we can have a bit of a whether we can have a bit of a way to... So these guys are producing out. So some of the scrap that's coming out of this. So if we have a look at this is, and quickly, let's talk about it. So we've got a rail facility with a claw where we can drop off waste by train, mixed waste by train. Then we've got two of these general separation facilities, both of them. Ooh, hang on, let me just connect that before I get trouble. Yeah, okay, but this ultimately I don't think is going to work. So we'll have to play that by ear. So two of these waste separation facilities that is predominantly going to is just going to separate things out. So we're going to have construction waste, metal scrap, aluminum scrap, plastic waste, and a little bit of mixed waste coming out of that. The mixed waste that's remaining out of that then goes into some storage facilities here, and then we've got one large incinerator and one electric power plant incinerator. And the reason I've done that is just so we don't waste it, but I've maintained a large incinerator in case there's something wrong with the power network and this thing stops working. At least that one should still be able to function. And it's kind of making me think that maybe we should tie these two together so that whoever is working can draw from that. So if we remove that, maybe that will work. What I just wanted to check is, can we in fact get this stuff over to the other side? And I'm not sure that is. I'm not sure that's a feasible option, right? So if we try and get it to work, yeah, it just doesn't connect over to the top of that. So I think this ultimately is something that we're going to get rid of, and we'll maintain those storages in there. Okay, so so these guys can work on it. So the one thing that this is kind of making me think is that we need to... Oh, there's no way, but we could potentially tie these two together. So if I demolish that one so quickly, I just want to see if there's a little viable option for us to just run. Well, we won't be able to cut through here, right? Because we still need to get to that. So let's just have a quick look. If I go and I grab this guy, come on, out of my way. Okay, so presumably we could do this and have them all tied together. But what that means is we can't actually get the road in here. So that's the issue with this kind of setup here. So if I did this, right? And I'm also not sure we can actually drag it out from there anyway. So what we'll do, in case we run into trouble, we'll just have to transfer from the one to the other. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll try and maximize our space here. I might do the same thing on this side. I might just try and maximize the space on that side as well, just in case we wanted to try some stuff. Yeah. Something like this is quite space efficient for us in this location. Though I didn't necessarily want to block whatever that is. Okay, so let's do that as an efficient use of this space. And then the thought process was maybe we can have a truck loader in place as well. So let's quickly first then bring our road connection back, something like that, nice and center. Gonna try and keep it nice and trim here. So anyway, we'll have to use trucks to do that. The other thing I wanted to do is then maybe have a look at whether we can get at least one of these truck aggregate loading things going. And some of them, I mean, that seems completely workable. If we do the non-modded one, that seems workable as well. If we do something that's going to look a little bit different, ooh, that's very workable. The question is, can we get it to work maybe? I guess it's just going to be like that. Excellent. So now we've got a truck loader here, in which case we can hopefully just get it to load up really quickly in this area. Okay, so that's it. Now we obviously need to have workers at all of these facilities, and we've got workers coming in from here, but we're going to need to kind of give them a bit of a tunnel to make that happen. So let us quickly have a look at the tunnel underpass thingy, so at least we can kind of find a spot for it, and we can go underground and see what is the issue here. Okay. So I guess the way we're going to play this is we're going to have a tunnel up to about, yes, something like this. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll continue the tunnel all the way down here, I think. Get everybody else access. Or just something like this, maybe. Then we won't get there, though. These guys still have to kind of walk around to get here. Actually, so what we'll do is we'll give ourselves another tunnel exit kind of on this side. Okay, so we'll do that guy there, and then we'll finally bring it out all the way over here. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll get ourselves some tunnels under here. So that should be pretty workable. That should be pretty workable. And then this should be, we'll just do that so that it's nice and straight sections. So that gives us access to everybody pretty comfortably, all of these facilities. I also have this guy over here as a bit of a dumping ground if we wanted to bring in the roads for that. Okay, so all of this is kind of in way. Let's quickly add some of this in here. We'll also do a little bit of that. Well, we don't actually need that. So that will all kind of work as is, basically. Okay, everybody's got workers, right? This is workers, that is workers. Yeah, so all of that works. The other thing that we need to do is bring in a nice large 18 megawatt whatever. I'm not even sure what that produces at full tilt, right? Let's have a quick look if we can quickly have a look at that. So if I go here, this one at full tilt is 660 megawatts. So that's not too crazy. If I think you divide it by 60, I think. So it gives us 11 basically. Divided by 60 gives us 11 megawatt at maximum capacity. So that's not bad. But yeah, so let's have a look at whether we can can add an 11 megawatt in here, 13, 10. So if we do that one, basically, we should be able to tie it in. Alternatively, if we go underground, what is this? That's a 12 megawatt. So I guess let's just do this one then instead. So let's go down here. We'll tie that in there. We've got a 13 megawatt that goes in there. And so we can immediately join up with the rest of the grid. And if that doesn't want to work, we'll have this very stock standard one here. So I guess that is the plan. And what I will do, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do the first big build with cash, right? Try and get all of this up and running so that we can fix it. So what is this going to cost us? We're at 27.9 million rubles. I'm going to pay for all of that, and we'll see where that goes. That's going to cost us a nice big chunk, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, maybe even 6 million. Yeah, so approximately 6 million, 6.5 million rubles to build up this nice new piece of infrastructure. We also don't have drinking water, or we don't have mixed waste ready and available. Okay, so let's quickly do this. This is mixed waste only, please. This is mixed waste only. Then this is mixed waste only. All of this is mixed waste coming out of there, right? This is the sorted one. And then this, on the other hand, is, it's going to be mixed waste, but in the form of ash, basically. So, yeah, exactly. All of this is effectively mixed waste. Interesting. Okay, this is almost built. This is the most expensive part of the puzzle. So, yeah, that's kind of 27.9 all the way to 20.9. So that is 7 million rubles to get all of this built. And that includes our underground facility. So these people can have workers straight away. Let's quickly see who has power and not having power. So we're definitely missing drinking water. So let's start with water. No water, we've got sewage. This one has no water, no sewage. This one has no water, no sewage. Same here. This one has no water, no sewage. Electricity, electricity, and electricity. Okay, so what we basically need to do is bring in water and sewage into this area. Let's quickly go and have a look down here. We seem to have both of those available fairly close by. So what I thought we might be easiest is just to do a couple of things right in the middle here. I didn't really check out any other items. So let's just have a look here. So if we go with that and we at the same time we also want to do not the splitter. We want the one of these. That one and basically this one. Okay, so the plan at least is that should be covered. Coming from that side, I don't think we can come from that side, right? Yeah, these are already coming from over here. So basically, we need to get it going from this side over here. Okay, so let's quickly do maybe another bit. Actually, we're over here somewhere. Let's do some infrastructure there, and at the same time, we're going to do the not the water switch, right? I'm looking for the. I'm looking for what am I looking for? I am looking for a water switch, right? It's too big. I'm looking for something smaller. I think it's this one. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm after. Now let's see. Can we please? I didn't check this. That works. Is this going to work? This is going to work as well. So I think that that saves us. The other one will be much easier. The water is typically not a problem. The water just needs to kind of tie in like so. So there we go. I will go ahead and pay for those items. At the same time, we definitely need to get some pathways going in here so that we can get a maintenance crew out here every now and again. Okay, so now all of these guys should have everything they need, right? We've even got workers here. No drinking water. Hang on. Did I? Oh, I didn't actually finish off the last slither. Let's finish off the last slither over there. We will tie these together, and unfortunately, oh, did I see a? I did see a spot. There we go. So that will work. So now these guys should have drinking water, no problems. I think, right? You don't have. Whoa, hang on. What's going on? Let's just have a quick look. You have water, right? You have water. Is that this is not built again? Sorry. Are these powered though? They should be powered, right? Yeah, there we go. That doesn't need power. So this should be fine. Fine. Beautiful. What is this saying? Road connection. Oh, yeah. Fine. Use one-way factory connections. Yeah, that's also good. Okay, so let's quickly sort out our one-way factory connections, and then we're going to just redo things. Okay, so one way that way, one way that way. One way that way, one way that way, one way this way. One way that way, one way that way, one way this way, and one way that way. Oh, this one doesn't have a road connection. It's always a little slither of things that I've got. Okay, that's beautiful. So all of this is now should be ready to go. We do have these pieces available here for collection. We will definitely need to do some big collection activities. But now what I'm going to go and grab all of our trains, all of our mixed waste trains, right? So this guy, give me, is this a line? No, this is not a line. So instead of going to Vasastavi with the mixed waste, right? That's all you're loading, right? You're loading up on mixed waste, okay? And then instead of going to Vasastavi, we're going to just send you nearby to Sasselgrad refinery dump. And what we're going to do is we're going to remove that one there. And here we're going to say, wait until unloaded, and we're unloading all of your mixed waste, okay? So once you're loaded up, you can make a trip there, okay? So that's fine. So that's the one there. And that should be ready to go straight away. The other ones that we're looking for, we should have multiple trains doing this maneuver here. So from here, we will say you are going to go to this facility here, please, where at Sasselgrad Refinery, you will be unloading all of your mixed waste, and you'll be waiting until you're unloaded. And that kind of makes me wonder whether I shouldn't just get the other one in place here as well, just so that we've got a potential double stack situation here, plus a little bit of extra. I mean, we can even use that alignment there. Let me just see. Do we have anything where we can switch across? No, we really don't. But I mean, I can add a switch in here to get back to the other side. So I guess that's the plan. Right, we'll add a little bit of extra there. Okay, so anyway, let's just do this. We'll get this one there, and then what we'll do is we're gonna say, buddy, you're gonna let's make you go there, please. So go to that one. Forget about further unloadings, and then what we'll do is we'll just remove that one from the list. Okay, so I believe this train should now straight away leave this area and go and do the rest of that. Now let's grab any other vehicles with this on the line? No, it does not seem to be the case. Okay, so let's make a start like that. We should have other trains here, right? So this train, for instance, is going to the customs house. But I think we could also run. Okay, let's not put all of it going there at the same time. Okay, so let's run it a little bit and see what we're going to get from that. We should get some straight away action in here. So what I'm keen on doing is I want to, I mean, we could just add an extra little from right there, right? We could just do something like this, right? I just think I'm just a little cautious about this one particularly. So let's cancel that piece. And what I'd rather do is maybe what we'll do is we'll just run it We'll just run it like this. And then I'll pause it for a second while I quickly mess around with these things. And then what I'll do is I'll just allow this train to be able to get back to the other side. We'll go ahead and fund all of that. And then we'll just move our signals a little bit back so that everything here can basically keep working. Oh, we do need to do we will need to do a mixed signal here. Actually, we'll need to do chain signal there. It doesn't have to be that. It needs to be a mixed signal. Like that. There we go. Okay, so now all of this should still be workable, and we should see these guys arrive, do their thing. Oh, we need a few more signals here. Hang on. So over here, we need a mixed signal yet again, please. And I think what I'll do is I'll move that signal back a little bit. So we'll do something like this instead. Okay, and then similarly on this side, we'll do another mixed signal there and there, right? Basically, so now everybody can get to where they want to go. I'm almost tempted to have another quick look at whether we could do this, right? If we did, hang on, let's go with no snapping. Does it want to do that outside of? Anyway, just let's not worry about it. Let's get the game to play. I'm very keen to see if all of this is working. Then we need to get some distribution officers in here to start moving some stuff around. So what we also need to do is have a heap of dumps in place here so that we can get the ash going. There we go. There we go. The train is here and both of them are up and running. Let's see how quickly the rest of this fills. Okay. Construction waste is pumping. We're getting lots of construction waste and we are starting to see ash being produced over here. Okay. Excellent. I'm very happy to report that this is working at a very rapid pace, which is exactly what I was after, right? So now we're starting to do some good work here. We should be producing a fair bit of electricity into the grid as well from that, which is a good idea. I just want to make sure that we don't necessarily get to a point where that completely backfills there. Okay, so let's get our dumps in place. We need to do a quick few dumps. So I'm just after fairly large, kind of these medium dumps should be, generally speaking, quite okay. And maybe we can just go down here and do a few of them like so, right? Okay, so I guess, yeah, let's just do that. We'll do dumps. I'm kind of thinking maybe we need to do a slightly more interesting pattern if we want to really make sure that that works. So let's just go back. And we'll go with, this is a bit of a pattern here. Okay, let's start with that one. And then what we'll do is we will probably need to run dumps in multiple directions like so, maybe. Let's do that. Okay, and then we'll also do dumps like this. And we'll do, I think, one more kind of there. I think we could also do one or two like this also. Okay, so with that, that's a ton of dumps ready to go. So let us run a little bit of a, well, are we? Yeah, let's do this. Let's act like this is it's not necessitating the best of infrastructure. Let's do that and go in there. Now I want to keep over here. We'll run on like so. Like that. Now let's tie in all of these dumps. We'll see. Maybe we need to tie in a few more, but for the time being, I think this should be, more than sufficient to kind of deal with our requirements here. So let us go ahead and build all of these guys. And at the same time, we need some distribution offices. So again, I'm going to spend some money to get some distribution offices going. So we're after something with quite a lot of trucks. Maybe is this? This is 4 trucks only. Actually, we don't need that many trucks. I think we'll just do. I'm just gonna do this guy. And do I do it here? Let's not do it there. Let's just do it here. Yeah, this is the spot for it. Right there. We'll give this one a nice truck there. Where's our closest gas station? Over there. So that's going to be pretty cool. The whole thing actually works quite well now, I think. Okay, and we'll get that one to move. So here we go. Tons of dumps, and we've got these guys ready. I'm going to go ahead and buy a couple of these trucks. Unless we have a few. No. I'll buy the first couple. I'll buy 2, right? Because we've got 2 places we're picking up from. Let's buy the first 2 waste trucks, please. After waste trucks. And we're after the same guys that we're actually building. So the most expensive one, I guess, is this one. Let's get a couple of them. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to pick up from there and you're going to pick up from there. You're going to load mixed waste in this location and it needs to be empty. Now, what you're also going to do, we have this paused. We're going to say you're going to go to each one of these. Okay, and from here on out, from the dumps, we're going to go over to unloading. We're going to go over to unloading. We're going to go over to unloading. Right, and the idea is we just need to get the ash out there and it slowly dissipates. And I guess this might be overkill, but I don't want us to run into the same problems that we ran into in the past. Okay, and what we're basically saying is you can quite comfortably go up to like 90. Well, maybe not 90. Let's just go to like 70. And we want to make sure that they're all set to mixed waste. Not that you will be dropping off anything but mixed waste in this area. But I just want to make sure we're not sending any other stuff in there just in case we start using this for something else. So now that should work. So as soon as we've got a full load at each one of these, they'll go and they'll dump it at one of these and the ash will slowly dissipate. So that, if I run that, should now all work. Now, what the next thing we need to do is get a grip on this construction waste. And I'm a little... Well, all of these wastes, really, we need a grip on. So we've got that guy over there. And so I'm guessing as a starting point, in order to make sure that we're clearing these guys out, I'm going to put a little bit of an area in here for some drop-offs, right? So give me a couple of the larger ones. We want these guys, right? So aggregate storage, 1,000, 5,000. Let's just have a look at 1,000. So 1,000 should take us quite a while, right? And we have, how many things do we have? We've got construction waste and aluminum. Okay, so anyway, so if we go back, we grab those 3 of 1,000, right? So the plan here is we'll do maybe something like this. This. I'm tempted to try and scoot it this way. Give me that guy. Let go of that one. The issue with what I'm doing now is I'm not leaving us any room to actually load unload. So let's quickly have a look. So what do we have in terms of trucks, right? This is truck aggregate loading. Oh no. Oh yeah. Loading is fine. We have truck aggregate unloading on the other side of it, and we've got maybe access to two of these things. So if we were to just say, let's say, for argument's sake, we'll have it go in like right over there. We'll delete this one again, and we'll go back another round. So obviously, 1,000 tons is a lot. We will hopefully be maneuvering these things before we get to that point, right? So we can't unload more than that. But I mean, initially, we're definitely not even going to have the aluminum in here. So if we were, well, I'm kind of more tempted that we do something like this instead. Try and put, yeah, excellent. So this is okay. If we push this one all the way there, right, we flip it around and we push this one all the way here. I guess that will work. And then we'll tie this one in there. And we'll need to bring in some roads here. That's true. And yeah, so let's just do that. I hope this works. Yeah, this works. We'll get ourselves a bit of a road going on over here. And now the plan is we'll get another aggregate loader in place. Right, so we'll grab another aggregate loader over here. And that should be able to allow us to do some other stuff if we need. Okay, so let's do that. So this will all kind of, let's build all of this as well. We're missing a bit of a road here. So forget about the aluminum. We'll just do the other two. We'll do that. And then at the same time, we need yet another distribution office. I guess, again, we probably don't need a big one because they're just going to go back and forth. And they should be more than capable of doing that at a reasonable pace. So let's quickly have another look at distribution offices. Yeah, I guess another one of these guys. And this time around, I'll just pop it in there. We'll get that one connected like so, and we will go ahead and again build all of this. So again, we're really pushing the boundaries of what we want to be spending. Okay, but anyway, so one of these will be for construction waste. Right? No, I don't want that. I want to store that one. And the other one will be for metal scrap, and then aluminum scrap is just not going to happen. So basically now this guy, we're going to buy it again 2 more of those waste trucks. 2 more of them. And we're going to say this time around, you're going to go here and you're going to load up on that. And you're going to come on this side and you're going to unload there up to whatever, right? 70, 80%. Okay. So presumably that should see these guys move as soon as there is a full load ready to go. Those guys are going. These guys are not going. Hang on. They can do construction waste, right? What vehicle does construction waste? I mean, they can. I mean, otherwise they wouldn't have gone in here. Right? Both of these are worrying me. Why are you not doing your thing? Load. All sources. Say distribution threshold. All sources building. Vehicles load cargo from buildings when building storages are full to a bigger value than this. So 0%. So that's exactly what we're after, right? So we want to do that, right? And then you want to go to the other side. So that's an interesting one. So that's not working. If I click that, is that going to do anything? That's not going to do anything either. Okay, well then, I guess that's unfortunate. Then we'll just have to go directly to there. Hang on, if I go vehicles again, right? If we were saying via vehicle, right? I just want to have a look at this, right? So if we go to waste truck, we go over there. They can do construction waste and metal scrap, right? So they should be able to go and collect it. Waste transport between aggregate storages, you need a dumper truck. Ah, okay. My bad. My bad. Let's get ourselves some dumper trucks. I think this is the one we're going. So let's go with those. Right. And we're really only after construction waste and maybe scrap. Construction waste and scrap. So let's see. Are they going? There they go. Okay. Well, my bad. We will be reusing the other guys. So I'm assuming it'll just very quickly. We will very quickly grab this. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, what I'm doing is the rest of these two garbage trucks, I'm just going to rehome you to over here. This one over there. I'm going to rehome you to over there. Okay, and then here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and buy 2 more. I believe that should be okay. From if we're going to grab more dumpers, 2 more dumpers. So hopefully that does the trick. So now we'll just go ahead and very quickly fill this up, and then we will slowly put this onto trucks to go elsewhere for better recycling. But I guess here we are in the good spots here. The only other thing we're missing is plastic waste, which is so slow accumulating that I might do 1 more of these over here. 1 more of these distribution. We just want to make sure the whole thing is set up properly, right? And I am guessing I want to use much smaller trucks for that, so that they. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and build that. We'll go ahead and build this one, and then this guy I'm going to buy. Well, we're only using so if we go here, right? This guy is doing. Who moves? Is it an open hole? If we go open hole, let's have a quick look. Open hole does, yeah. So plastic waste is by open hole. Okay, well, if it's open hole, we're just gonna go and grab 2, 3, 4 of these guys. They're pretty quick by themselves. And what we're saying here is you are going to collect there. No. You're going to go and collect there. And you're going to go and collect there to 0. And then you're going to drive it all the way down here to a facility here where we'll process it, which is this one. And you will go and unload over there up to whatever, 90%, whatever. Okay, beautiful. The plastic waste will make its way through. They will, however, I believe, wait for reasonable full load. So that we've got more than 10 million rubles to have this setup going. But now I am super comfortable that we are in a very good spot with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the other train, right? The train that's currently doing the export. No, that's this one. This is we want the export train, the export garbage train. Okay. So instead of doing that one, you are going to go and do our other facility. And that should really be sufficient, right? So instead of doing that, you're going to go here, you're going to go and unload all of your mixed waste, and you're going to wait until you're unloaded, and we're going to send you there, please. And we're just going to remove the customs house out of the mix. We're going to send that one over this way to come and do that. Now, let's quickly check how many trains we have running there. All related vehicles. We've got the Sith waste train that's not doing anything. We've got the other 2 that has vehicles on it. So that's beautiful. And we've got the 1 train on that side. And now, presumably, we will be moving things through, right? Composting plant. This is from a distribution. Yeah, well, this is moving again, right? This is now moving because this one is coming back to grab another. And then on this side, I believe we're exporting the compost, actually. Yeah, so this is moving. Okay, beautiful. So that's moving. Is this moving? This is also moving. And if we go back over here and just have a quick look at the Susselgrad situation, because we had tons of this stuff just sitting around here. They are still coming in, but they're now, at least they're now moving as well. At least they're now moving. Okay, so we are getting trucks to move. This guy is waiting here, getting loaded up with waste. I'm loving it. Okay, beautiful. That was quite a bit of work to get us to a point where that is now achievable. What I'm thinking we should be doing, just have a quick look here at what's happening here. So we have people without jobs, and let's quickly pop in here. We need to have tons more vehicles here, but I think everything is fairly smooth sailing, right? Who's working on this? Yeah, so everybody here is in fact working on it. We don't necessarily have everything we need. Are we getting... Just want to see. So this guy is bringing 150 odd people here. I just want to see. So they're going to unload, right? Then they're going to wait there for a little bit of time, and then they're going to walk, right? That's what's going to happen. I just want to check. So now, once they start their journey, right? So once they're all been unloaded, is this list? Ooh, that's Susselgrad refinery. Interesting. Wow, they are waiting. What? Where are they? They just disappeared? I'm kind of thinking, should I do the other way around and just say, well, I don't want to specify to which buildings they need to go. They need to go to their buildings as they see fit. But for some reason, they're not actually attending this one, right? They don't want to go there, which is a problem. So this means these guys aren't going to get any love. No love whatsoever. So I guess once we will only really get workers from them once this all works. Okay, so that might not be an immediate activity for us, but I'm a little disappointed that we're not getting them there. What is this? Let's just go and see where this issue is. So we're seeing some power issues. I just want to check that I try and understand what's going on. So I've paused it for a second here. So this is in Vasestavi. We're running out of power in Vasestavi. Let's quickly, if I go here and I quickly switch on the megawatts and we go to 3, we should be seeing what? These guys aren't connected, so no problems there. You guys, I'm wondering, I always wonder whether it's got to do with what's going on with this guy. Is this guy causing us a load that we just can't deal with? It shouldn't. There's nothing actually happening at the moment. It's not burning through anything. These things are working, but not doing anything. This has got tons of oil. Ooh, look at that. We're pretty we're in pretty good position here, or good spot here. This is even filling up quite nicely as well. Just want to see. So this should only be ash, right? And it should dissipate so quickly over time here. Yeah, absolutely. We should no longer have any issues with waste. Right? We should really no longer have any issues. Okay, you're about halfway there. Let's just make you run to the other side, and we'll go from there. Okay, this guy's unloading. Okay, so they're burning. The other waste train should be coming in from this side and parking over there. No. So why? That is super interesting. So why would it go there instead of this one? So what I'll do, I'll just add a waypoint to this journey. So from there, please add for me that waypoint. Okay. So go ahead, turn around. Okay, shouldn't be a problem apart from this thing. Hang on. Let's do one quick thing there. We'll go and get it. Go back. It shouldn't be a problem. Okay, it's good. It's good I tested that. Good I tested that. This is unloading reasonably quickly. We're burning through it. Is any of this backing up? Not even close. Not even close. And this, not even almost. No, even with no workers. Oh, all of them are without any workers. So that's why this is kind of filling up. So the question mark will then just be, can we get workers here a little bit quicker? Here they come, the next round of workers. So a lot of them should be going over here, but we obviously now have tons of other places they need to go to. So I need to get better trains onto this journey, really. So we'll very quickly start seeing people arriving at all of these guys, and we'll start burning through this. I think really quickly. Oh, I ended up never actually putting in the road connection. I was so excited to learn the other piece that I learned. I never actually did that. Finish that one. So, guys, I think that's where we're going to kind of leave it. I think we made a reasonable move in here. We've got little bits of metal scrap ready to go, and we've got construction waste ready to go. And we'll set up another distribution office over here to be slowly moving these things out. I don't think we need anything larger than what we have already. So let's quickly just do that as a final spot. We'll quickly do that. So let's grab one more of these guys. Okay, I'm going to put it in right over here. Right, and so you'll be at the source. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pay for all of that. I'm going to at the same time buy. Let's just quickly double check that. We're going to do the dumpers, right? So the dumpers are going to send it to where? We're just going to go and unload directly. Probably not there, right? Probably we're not going to unload it there. Probably we're just going to go and directly do it at these two, right? So we'll just do that. We can do it here. Maybe that's just easier. I'm just worried they fill up. No, I don't think they should. We'll just go directly over there. So we'll get ourselves a couple of dumpers, right? Which should be moving things around. I hope that'll work, actually. Let's just grab the one dumper. Give me one dumper, which I can always move. So we'll buy one dumper. We then say, I always pause it when I'm doing the distribution. And then what we'll say is you're going to go in over here and you're going to pick up on construction waste and on metal scrap. And you're going to take that to these respective places over here. So the one is this facility where you're going to unload it till it's like 80%. And the other one is this facility over here where you're going to do the same thing. And it's going to be this, right? You're going to go and you're going to unload that, okay? It's going to be as simple as that. Okay. The distribution office in place. So let's quickly see if that works. It should. There's definitely enough stuff in there for you to go and grab. You're picking up... You should be picking up enough, right? 17 tons of it, which is already giving us a bit of a buffer there. So let's quickly do another couple of dumpers. 1, 2, 3. Pull that one up nicely, and now they slowly start moving everything out. I believe this should be way quicker than we'll be able to create it through this process here. Yeah, I mean, we're moving through the waste in a pretty reasonable fashion now. So the plan is just to make sure that we continue to deal with the ash. Okay, guys, I'll leave it there. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. So we're going to do this a little bit more. This would have taken us quite a number of episodes to get all of this built. So we're going to leave it this way. We're going to continue to do these kind of things. I think it's actually, while it looks a little bit full now, I think it's actually quite a useful use of our space, because we've got everything we need in here already. We've already got people work. We already have workers here. We need to probably up that a little bit. This is kind of a bit of dead space in this area due to the fact that it's already filled with pump jacks. We weren't really planning on using this for anything else. So as a bit of an interim spot where we can do some waste management, I think this is actually quite a useful idea for us, and is working quite well. So guys, thank you so much for watching. As mentioned, please leave your comments down below. And do hit that like button if you've enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.